Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you all doing? Okay, now today we are going to do the causes for the failure of War of Independence. In the beginning classes, we have done the causes for the War of Independence. Now we will focus on the areas that why and how we lost the War of Independence 1857. Okay. Now, as you are going to study, you will understand that what events led to the failure, what were our weaknesses, what was the strength of the Britishers, and how we could have won this war, but because of our own, weakness, our own reasons that were not so important, we lost this war. Now, the war in the beginning, when we started to fight, it did have some impact on the Britishers. When we started this war, and though this war ended against us, it was not in our favor, but it did damage the reputation of the Britishers. It did shake them up that they were amazed, they were shocked that people like these can revolt against them. Now they were thinking, now whatever they will do, they have to think twice before making any laws or doing anything. Obviously, in the beginning, it did damage their reputation. In the beginning, it did make them think a lot. Gradually, again, they established their power. Okay, the main reason, one of the important reason of the failure of the War of Independence was that it started in limited areas. It was not widespread. Everyone was not involved in fighting this war. If it would have been like that all the people of the subcontinent, every area, every province, every state of the subcontinent would have stood up against the Britishers, they would have not, have any chances of winning against us. But because we were limited in areas, in particular areas, people revolted, so it became easy for the Britishers to put us down. Now let's see that one of the reasons for the failure of the war was that it spread in limited areas. Just a second, let me take this. Okay, then the entire South India, Punjab territory towards its north and west were not a part of the revolt. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, these were not a part of the war. It was limited to Delhi or Bihar. I mean, look at the areas. It was limited to particular areas. So definitely it played one of the vital role in losing it, because we were all not there together against the Britishers. And as we all know that the strength and the vision is so clear that it was easy for them to put us down. Lack of unity and planning. Now we were upset. We did not plan it out so well. We were not all united. First of all, for any revolt, for anything that you stand up, you need to be together. It is very easy to break anyone when they are single, when they are not united. Because united we stand and divided we fall. If you take few sticks together, right, and you try to break them, it takes time. But you take one single stick, it's easily, you can break it. The same thing comes in here. When you know that from particular areas, only particular people were getting up against the Britishers, first. Secondly, it was easy to put them down. Because from every area, they were fighting for their own cause. We were not united. Were we fighting for independence from the Britishers? Or we were fighting for independence from each other? The planning was not clear. Some people coming fighting in their own way, some people coming from that side fighting in their own way. This way we can never gain success. The revolt was not properly organized. You need to be very well organized to do anything. Is it about war? It is about everything in life. That whatever you do, you have to be organized. When things are not organized, then definitely you are bound to lose, or mismanagement is there. The leader of the first war of independence did not coordinate their efforts at any stage. There was no unity amongst the freedom fighters. I'm fighting, the other person is fighting, the third person is fighting. But if we are not united, three of us, then definitely it's easy for the other party because they are united. They exactly know what they want. Do we know what we want? We were not united. Our causes, our goals were different. We were bound to fail. As a result, they could not assemble their resources. Now, when you are united, obviously, your planning, your resources, your funds, you all will invest in one place at one time. And how you are going to use them, it needs a lot of planning. Strategy for winning something plays a very important and a very vital role. They were defeated at different places. Bhagat Khan was defeated at Delhi, Begum Hazrat Mahal lost at Aur, Rani Jhansi was rooted at Jhansi. This, if these three people together at Delhi, if they would have been together at Aur or at Jhansi, it was not possible that they could have, you know, won. They could have defeated us. We were together. It would have taken a longer time. Possibility if these three would have been together, other people would have joined them. But we gave people opportunity by being not united, not by being together. This was the biggest weakness. Nana Sahab lost at Kanpur because he was upset for his own reasons. He was not thinking about everyone. He was thinking about himself, that his pension money was taken, his place was taken, his rights were taken by the Britishers from him. So he was just thinking about himself. And his hatred played a different role. He was defeated at Bareilly. On the contrary, the British acted under one command in one direction, one fixed aim. No unified leadership and discipline. Now, if you're not united, if there's no one leader, there's so many minds working together. You have to listen to one leader. If there's one leader, you trust that leader. You trust that person. You give your ideas, you join hands, and you work. You have to be very disciplined, very organized when you are going towards one thing, when you are fighting for something. Anything you fight in life, anything for anything you fight, you have to have a good plan. If planning is not there, if you're not disciplined, if you're not organized, if there's no proper guideline, how will you succeed? Haphazard things are going on, you will not succeed. There was an absence of capable leader who could organize the scattered forces into one unit fighting for unified policy and aim. Why Britishers won? Because they knew what they wanted. They had just okay. Now they knew what they wanted. They were fighting for one thing. Their vision was very clear. They were listening to their leaders. They did not go against their leader. They had one leader. They've got different minds. Now all the minds working and thinking of win-win situation, thinking for the betterment, thinking for winning with one aim, not for myself, for not themselves, for the whole good group. Definitely they will win. Nana Sahib, Lakshmi Bai, Tata Topia, Bahadur Khan, Bhagat Khan, Kanwar Singh remained confined to their own locality. None of them emerged as the leader of the entire movement, which was very important. If one would have taken the lead, if one would have stood up, okay, let's go for it. Others followed. If okay, sometimes it happens that the leader is not working. If you do not agree, then obviously you can speak your mind. But at least if four people are saying something, one person is saying something, and you go with the majority, logic, sense, but at least be united. Every person is thinking, every person is fighting in one other place. Small areas, small group easily put down. On the other hand, the British succeeded against the rebels because of the determination and leadership of the military commanders. Okay, so the commanders experience, they were listening to them, which is very important. That you should know the goal. They were disciplined, they were organized, better resources. The Britishers had better resources than Indians. They were well equipped, their food, they had funds, they had everything with them, and so they were not, on at any point they were not at any loss. You take the forces, they had good forces. You talk about leader, they had good leaders. You talk about resources and funds, they had that also. Maghrib Azan, so just for a second, I'm taking a break. Okay, they had to face an enemy which was well equipped and well organized, and we were not well equipped. We were not well organized. We were scattered. We didn't know what we want. Our weapons were outdated. We did not have good weapons with us. Food not good. We did not have so much food that we can feed the soldiers and they can stay full stomach. It is better to fight. And they did not have good food, so they were feeling weak also. We were lacking on everything. Indians were fighting mostly with sword and spears, while the English were using better equipped rifles. So can you imagine the latest weapon we had? What? We had sword and spears, and they had rifles with them. So easily to put down. Now you go and you kill someone with a sword and you shoot from far, and that person is dead. So obviously, if they were at the better end. The telegraph proved very useful to the English. It kept them informed about the movement of rebels. We did not have any such equipment through which we can keep an eye on their movement. We would know about their whereabouts. But the Britishers, they were able to find out about our whereabouts. They knew exactly what was going on, what is our planning, because they were far much better than us. They were far much ahead than us. To fight with them, we should have been very well organized and well equipped. And especially if you talk about, just forget about the weapons. One should at least think that you should be united. Small groups should not stand against them and largely help in keeping contact with themselves. Role of traitors. Now this, they would not cheat onto each other. They would not go against their own people. But us, we would go against each other. For power, for money, for fame, we would go against. The British succeeded in finding certain traitors in the ranks of the freedom fighters. Look, I mean, seriously, we found traitors in our own forces. And we have lost many because of the traitors only. How Shahid Barelvi lost the Battle of Balakot, how Sirajuddaulah lost because of the traitors. Every time there's a traitor within us. It is because of these traitors also that we lose. Maulvi Rajab Ali and Hakim Ehsanullah blew up the Royal Ammunition Depot at Delhi. Can you imagine? Now these people, they cheated on us for what? For power, for money. So they knew our weakness. They knew that they have got traitors and they will just go do anything for money, for power. Thus, our freedom fighters suffered a great setback because of these people. Because of these people. When this depot at Delhi, ammunition, was, destroyed, so already we were lacking. Already we did not have much resources. Already we did not have so much. And now our weapons were destroyed. By whom? By our own people. No support of native rulers. Many native rulers, rather than supporting our freedom fighters, helped the British in suppressing the revolt. Why? Because many of them felt that, the Britishers are there, they are getting more money, more profit, so they did not want the Britishers to go. They did not support us. They were in favor of the Britishers. The rulers of Patiala, Jind, Gwalior, Hyderabad, etc., supported the British by all possible means. Lack of unity, we are not united, our own people against us. So obviously, that we are going to lose. How can you win when your own people are not winning? The king of Nepal also helped the English by putting his army under the commander of the British. The king of now they've got other help also. Why it's not working? See, they got outside help also. It's not working. Okay. They got outside help also. And our own people cheated on us. I mean, imagine our people went against and they helped the Britishers, and there were others also helping Britishers. So obviously they were far more stronger than us, and we were weak. We did not have any support. We did not, our own people here, the native rulers, they did not support us. They helped the Britishers. Traitors, bribe, power, money, resources. So today what we studied few failures in which the important bit we talk about is, I think the most important is lack of unity. Okay. Now in the next class I'm going to discuss further more reasons with you of why we lost this war. Inshallah, see you all. Take care.